Hello guys, it's the Gliders on BetWGB TV. Emmanuel Sebastian once again standing in as your host for today's edition of the show. Let me just quickly say this. I thought it was going to be same crew as the last time out on the show. So yeah, but today we've got a much changed lineup on the show today. I've got returning Mikolo back on the show. Mikolo, how are you doing? Good to see you once again.
Salam alaikum. Hey, yeah, we're already in the mood for AFCON, so it's only right that I come here to be the one to send us off. This is AFCON send-off episode.
You led the charge in that promo video. So
yalla, guys. And I hope you guys are also getting ready for AFCON. The fans, don't go nowhere. We're here with you. We're carrying you guys along. Me like this, I'm putting all of this in my bag. We are
1 foot into Morocco. I mean, of course, you know the drill. You've seen the videos, we've seen the promos. The Gliders will be at the AFCON, so we are getting ready. The excitement is already in the air. But not just Mikolo I've got on the show today. I've got Ebere, who's also returning on the show. She's not new. She's been here a couple of times. Ebere, good to have you once again on the Gliders.
Thank you so much, Emmanuel. I'm so excited. The last time I came here was like 4 or 5 months ago, and it was during the AFCON.
Yeah.
So this is more like the Morocco thing. 6 more days to AFCON, 10 days to Christmas. So I'm excited. It's a good one. Good to be here.
How's the show been for you? I know you've kept tabs with the show while you were away watching.
Yeah, every Monday. Once, because I know it's a Monday affair. After the show in the afternoon, I tend to like go on YouTube, share links to fans. You know that something beautiful is happening here on the Gliders. It's been quite interesting. I tend to keep tabs. So it's a good one.
All right, it's a good one, and good to have you once again on the show, bringing your brilliant analysis.
It's always around Morocco time.
You know exactly.
It's a prophecy thing.
Probably,
so next year,
probably you're speaking it into existence.
Well, talking about the AFCON, before we get into the nitty gritty of the show, I mean, Morocco is going to be hosting. It's an AFCON where a lot of people are anticipating. I mean, one of its kind. December, January AFCON. I mean, and their records and their first. So I'm just going to run through some of the records that this AFCON is going to bring. It's got the record for tickets sold in Africa. It's got the record for tickets sold in Europe. Got the record for sponsors. Record for revenues generated even before the start of the competition. It's also got the record for total and average stadium capacity for an AFCON. The record for broadcasting partner countries also for an AFCON. So talking about the first, it's going to be the first AFCON with 9 stadiums. The first AFCON where each team will have its own base camp. The first AFCON where each team will stay in a 5-star hotel. The first AFCON where all matches will be broadcast in HDR. With the first use of drones, 2 drones, spider cam, and ultra motion servers for every match, not just a particular match. The first AFCON with direct international broadcast from on-field studios without going through France. The first AFCON with complete centralization of audio-visual production from the host country. The first AFCON with a high-speed rail network connecting several host cities, allowing attendance at multiple matches on the same day.
Speed rail.
I mean, this is what Morocco has put in place for this AFCON. I mean, how big or how exciting this is for you, Morocco. Mikolo, let me start with you.
I really just think that they have like very intentional government, right? The last time that they won the AFCON was in 1976. And I think what this tells you is that they have visionary leaders, right? They have leaders that have vision. They have leaders that think about continuity as something that is a service to government and to their people, not just to their personal pocket. They see a public service role as something that is committed to the people and to the progress of their nation. Because trust me, people that put this motion into place, people that put these plans into motion, I mean, probably are not going to be the ones that are going to be in government when they are reaping all of these rewards, you know, hosting back-to-back WAFCONs, going to the AFCON, getting to the semi-finals of this thing. They are reaping the benefit of some plans that they put in motion like years ago, right? And also, they are not Nigerians that you know, we rate our success by the amount of World Cups your team qualify for. If you ask an NFF president now, what is your success story? Nobody's telling you about, oh, there's a base camp for the Super Eagles, there's a base camp for the Flying Eagles, there's a program, there's a school program for under 15 to under 20 to under 17. What they are going to be telling you is that in my own tenure, we qualify for the World Cup, we qualify for 2 AFCONs, we qualify for 2 AFCONs. Where is the progress in that? That is just a immediate success kind of thing. But for people like Morocco that understand what planning means, they understand what policy means. This is visionary leadership, because I'm very sure the people that put into motion that we went to in AFCON, we went to the Mohammed V facility, very large acre of land, where there are so many facilities, so many training ground centers, hotels, offices, and so many things. Very quiet space. When it was time for the training ahead of the final, their girls came out from the hotel down to the training centers to just come and train and also speak to journalists. These are things that we could have achieved in here, but because there's not going to be a direct beneficiary in our leaders, they are not looking to set these things in motion. This is 30-year plan, this is 50-year plan, and so this tells you how much people are starting to leave us behind. Talent alone will not be able to sustain us for the next 50 years if you don't put plans in place. Now they've extended the number of teams that are playing in the World Cup. Nigeria, that was once the number 1 country in Africa, is not going to be at the World Cup. Why? Because there are teams that have put in motions in the last 20 years and they are now starting to benefit it in 2025, 2026. Meanwhile, we were relying on, Spirit of Nigeria, 1994 set. We have the Amonike, we produce Jojo Okocha, we produce Kanu Wako, we produce Rashidi Yekini. Where is the plan in that? Those are individual talents that were not developed. Now we are failing to qualify for under 17. This is something that used to be our birthright. When I was growing up, we used to be the country that qualified for the most number of under 17 alongside Brazil. Now we've gone back to back without qualifying for under 17. Before, we used to win the highest. We used to look forward to age grade competitions. Emmanuel, do you remember? Under 17 used to be something you're very excited. Even in the midnight, you look forward to under 17, look forward to under 20, look forward to under 23. Now everything is non-existent. Even for the girls, you look forward to the likes of Ozusha Tuchola. Some of us watched Aziza Tuchola, you watched Rashidat Ajibade, watched Odega in the age grade competition before they even came into the Super Falcons. This is a result. So look at what Morocco are benefiting now. The last time they got to the finals of the WAFCON, they're going to be hosting the WAFCON again in next year. And with how good they were in this last WAFCON, if we were not for personal talent and the resilience of our girls, they would have won the WAFCON. And there's nothing stopping them from even winning the one next year. Because with the way things are going now, with what their structure and commitment to development is bringing to Africa and to CAF, you cannot blame them if they want to reward them. We saw what happened in the CAF Awards, where Hakimi and the lady from I've forgotten her name right now, I don't want to murder her name, Chibak, won male and female. This is as a result of investment, because you cannot continue to come and use my facilities for all of I'm bailing you out on every time and you are not rewarding me for it. So even this AFCON, there's a very high probability that Morocco does well, even though they already have the talent. They are not relying on just talent. We have talent. We have 2 million Nigerians that want to play football, yet we don't have the right leaders that are looking to just put the plan in motion. So I think for Morocco, this is very well deserved for them. This because it's going to be a festival for them. Is beyond. So if you can see in all of those first and this thing that they are mentioning, it's beyond just the football on the pitch. It's beyond just we have Osimhen, we have Moses Simon, we have Ademola Lookman, we have the back-to-back CAF African Players of the Year. Those things that are reading out in the first is structural things. It's things like first competition to have all teams lodge in a 5-star hotel. What are they telling you? They are telling you tourism. They are telling you hospitality. They are selling tourism and hospitality of their country to you. What are they telling you about broadcasting? We have grown so much in our media space. The world can trust us to broadcast our own games. Our league is still waiting for SuperSport. We are begging SuperSport to come from South Africa to come and bail us. Meanwhile, Morocco is advertising to you. This thing is PR. This is telling them that our country has invested so much that we can boldly host an AFCON and put all your teams in 5-star hotel.
Different base camps.
Different base camp is training camp. How many training camps do we have in Nigeria? Even for our Super Eagles. How many centers can they afford to play? If they are not in Uyo, where else can host them? So these are the kind of things. This is what deliberate leadership, this is what intentional leadership will provide to you. And this is what Morocco is showing us, that we have put in the work. We are showing the world that this is the things we are capable of. And you can just envy them. If we had those kind of leaders in Nigeria, I can tell you that we're going to be world beaters.
Very thankfully you're here. This also transcends to the Super Falcons struggling to get friendly games ahead of the WAFCON. I think they did a campaign on social media one time. They started posting a picture on their Instagram stories that they need more friendlies and all that.
It's quite shambolic. Before the WAFCON, we talked about this before the WAFCON. The last time the Super Falcons played a friendly was in November, and we had WAFCON around June, July. For like 6 months, there was nothing said. When you ask people, they'll say, "Hey, the Super Falcons now they know how to do their thing." But how exactly will this? How sustainable is this? Mikolo talked about structures. We don't have structures. We don't have continuity. We are a tournament-based kind of country, and it doesn't make sense because tournaments, at the end of the day, tournaments will phase off. What are the structures behind? If these ladies phase out of this now, okay, fine, the Aziza, the Sholas, they retire, who replaces them at the end of the day? We talk about ladies looking forward to playing like Azizat, playing like Ajibade, but there are no structures in place. We don't have facilities here to ensure that they are well equipped, that they are doing well, that they don't just play once there's a tournament, you bring them all together and they play. There's no pool of players ready because we don't have the structures in place. Look at Morocco under 20 FIFA World Cup under 20, as in for the men, they won it because the structures are there. There's under 17, they've been doing well. Under 20, you can see there's progression. Fine, we have the structures. Now we can go ahead and win titles. We can go ahead and win trophies because we have what it takes to win it. There are structures we can fall back on, train these players, ensure that they are well, okay, for the world to see. Look at what is happening now in Morocco. Like, they're going to be amongst those that will be hosting the next World Cup alongside Spain and Portugal. This is intentionality. They've been so intentional, and it's quite a pity that we are not there. Afrobasket that was played in Cote d'Ivoire, when you look at the kind of stadium they have in Cote d'Ivoire and you look at what we have at the National Stadium, you'd want to shed tears because it pales in comparison. It's not good at all. It's not good. We have talents, fine, but how do you develop these talents? We don't have what it takes, and we're not going to say that we don't have the funds, but then misappropriation of funds, they are used in something that is not supposed to be used. Most countries now are doing well. Morocco is doing well now. Hospitality is full blown. They are reaping the dividends of what they've already invested. But now we don't have our maintenance policy in Nigeria is terrible. Our stadiums are not good at. What happens if Uyo is no more? We will start playing our most of our games in another country. It's shambolic. It's not fair.
Well, we had a fantastic AFCON in Ivory Coast last time out, and it's looking like we're going to have even better in Morocco.
9 stadiums,
and
bro.
You just got to feel for the
9
next
stadiums.
You just got to feel what's going to happen in the next AFCON.
9 stadiums,
if the standard is going to be maintained, because
9 stadiums,
it's massive. Not just 9 stadiums. Each team with their own training camp as well. So
24 teams with 24 training camps.
It says a lot about
that's football.
Really, and
that's football, bro.
You just have to.
If
Morocco doesn't go on to win it, you just look somehow.
But bust your brain. They don't even care.
Yeah.
Right? They want to win, but I feel like the end goal for them is not necessarily just the winning, right?
Yeah.
It's the development.
Yeah.
If you guys remember when we came back from WAFCON, I think Ebere was there, where we were speaking about the rewards. I want to be sure that it was the 3 of us that was on the show when we were talking about the rewards.
Yeah.
And I said the money was shut up money.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember?
Yes,
and there's a senior colleague
For the
that
Super
was
Falcons,
trying to, call and say, "Oh, is it shut up money?" Really? I saw the comment on Instagram.
It was Charleston. I saw the comment. Yeah.
Imagine if this is how you know that we don't have plans, right? If we had plans, if we had people that were visionaries. We don't have a training camp in Nigeria.
Nothing.
We don't have stadiums. We don't have stadiums. We don't have anything. But because you want to be in the news, you want to be for clout, you want to say, this is my government that did this.
Yeah.
You are giving them $50,000, giving this one here $100,000, right?
And some of those governors that gave outside what the president, they don't have stadiums.
Let me bust you guys.
They don't have stadiums in their
Allegedly, there's a story that the sabotage that's coming for the Super Falcons for not having friendly games and so many things is coming from the fact that some members of the federation are angered by the fact that they were not part of the largesse. So are you guys see that we are cursed with leaders? Because if for a country that has not won the AFCON since 1976, putting all of this effort into development, whether they go win or they no go win, they put this motion. These things that are happening now, they probably put it in motion 50 years ago, 40 years ago, not minding who is going to
Results,
reap the
yeah.
benefits and the dividends. But meanwhile, people that are collecting salary from taxpayers' money are they are trying to, what's the word, sabotage the national team because of personal gains. How far away are we from all of these things, guys? Cote d'Ivoire, they hosted Afrobasket,
Yeah.
hosted
AFCON.
AFCON. They've hosted under
In
20.
space of 2 years.
They've hosted Wafu and all of these
Yes,
things.
yes.
When?
I
Nigeria.
think we beat there to host Commonwealth Games.
Against India.
What do you want to use to host
Exactly?
Commonwealth?
Where exactly?
So
Where?
India won to be
Only
ahead of
com-
us, but
Of course.
Did you
right?
see, have you seen Onikon recently? Onikon is the only stadium in Lagos that is functioning. Lagos is supposed to be the economic capital of this country, right? Where everything is working well. In Lagos, we have only one stadium that is working. Where when they are playing an MPFL game, you can literally see the carpet peel off.
yeah.
Right?
That's how
In
bad
Ikorodu
it
City,
is.
you see them playing Sporting Lagos game, you see the carpet peel off. This is also a state where the FA is cancelling weekend games because of entertainment shows in December. It almost went to a stage where they almost cancelled all games at the Onikon Stadium for the whole of December because of entertainment shows. Do you guys so when you are angry at some people don't know these things anger me a lot, but I don't think we're ever going to make it. I can't even lie, guys, because it looks like a very long period. There's a lot, right? Look at where Morocco are right now. It took somebody to put that plan in motion, and that's like how many years ago? We don't even have the leaders that think it is proper to put a plan in motion, not to even mention when we are going to reap the dividends.
Yeah.
Do you guys understand what I'm saying? We never even reason them. Nobody don't sit down and think, say, let's even try to plan a base. No be FIFA money they drag for, say, they gave us money to build one stadium. We're having to go and confirm this one, confirm that one. What are we confirming if we have credible and trustworthy leaders in position? Why do we have to go and confirm if they spent the right money? So there's just too much going on. They robbed us over this weekend. Sporting Lagos game. They robbed us last weekend again.
I saw the video you posted.
They robbed us upper weekend in Calabar. They robbed us in Baba Kaliki this week. When are we going to be free from all of this bush? What are we doing?
Well, it says a whole lot. I mean, if you are, I don't know if any of you are in the NFF mailing list, they put out a mail that they had an AGM. Most of these issues, they stated that they were going to look into it. You know, our football at age levels, I think they put some actions in place. So we hope. I don't know what we're going to come out of that. Talk about the FIFA Go projects in Abuja as well. You know, there have been some plans recently, some structures that was released that the project is ongoing.
So, do you know?
So we don't know what's going to come out of that. So, but they put it out there that work.
They just put it out for papers. Do you know how many paperworks are in this country? Before, if they want to prove us right, nobody should take private jets to Morocco. Let's start from that. For this AFCON, and nobody should carry concubines. Going to the AFCON. Let's start with that first,
guys.
If you are truly acting in good faith of Nigerian football, you don't need paper of AGM. We know, we can tell when there's something in motion. I promise you, we can tell.
Yeah,
we can tell when you start repairing Agege Stadium, when you put in an order to say football is our priority in this country. We need stadiums. We don't need paper for that. We don't need AGM. We don't need mailing for that. We can see when things happen. We can see by the people you appoint to lead our under 17 that are serious with grassroots. If you once you appoint the coaches, we know that you are serious. We know the people that are supposed to be leading our age grade in this country. So when you make those appointments, that's when we know you are serious. Not when you are doing AGM or you are sending mailing lists. We that we are sport lovers, you that are in the federation, you know that we know the right things for you to do. So when you are ready to do them, you will not be deceiving us. It's not AGM.
All right, guys, one thing is certain. In other words, the AFCON in Morocco is going to be one for the ages. So expect the very best from Morocco as we hope to see how that one is going to come out. To go on our very first break on the show. When we return, we talk about the Super Eagles and the squad selected for the AFCON in Morocco. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. Welcome back, guys. Still the Gliders on Bet WGB TV. If you stay with us till this very point, thank you. We hope you stay till the very end. But just to remind you, like we do on every episode of the show, you can enjoy the very best of the Bet WGB platform. All you need to do is sign up with our promo code Gliders and claim your bonus credit to enjoy the very best. Remember to bet responsibly and make sure you are above the age of 18. Guys, let's move on now. Still on the AFCON, but this time let's talk about the Super Eagles. Well, from the over 50-man provisional list is being streamlined to the final 28 who would be going to the AFCON in Morocco. Some new faces in the squad, some surprising names. We're going to look through all that, but let's start from the goalkeeping position. Stanley Nwabali, Francis Uzoho and Amas Obasoge. The big shock in this one was the exclusion of Maduka Okoye and the inclusion and return of Francis Uzoho in this squad. Mikolo, let me start with you. Did you see this one? No, I want to start with this because when I talk about the goalkeeper, I saw your reaction. So, I mean, Francis Uzoho, is it a perfect time for him to be back with this squad for the AFCON?
Francis should be done with the Super Eagles. It should be done. I honestly thought it was done, to be honest. I don't know what the plan is for Francis Uzoho coming back to the national team.
You don't want to give him a second chance?
I think he's had more than 2 chances, he's had more than 3 chances, he's had friendly chances, he's had overall chances, he's had tournament chances, he had very important game chances, he has had friendly matches chances. Where
this is you going no hold bars.
No. Do you guys remember that friendly match that we had in probably Austria that they chipped Uzoho from, was it 30 yards out, and indeed they looked at him a certain way?
Yeah,
that was an unofficial game. Then there was 2002 World Cup qualifiers against Ghana. There's been tournaments.
2022, you mean?
Yeah, 2022. Sorry.
Yeah.
There's been tournament as well. So I feel like his time is gone. Skill wise, age wise, character wise, talent wise, I don't think he should be near the Super Eagles. Skill wise, Stanley Nwabali is the number 1, right? I don't think there's any point where anybody can boldly want to put Francis Uzoho in goal for the Super Eagles. I remember vividly at the AFCON last year. I think it was the quarterfinals against Angola. Was it Angola or Cameroon? Cameroon was round 16 against Angola, and Stanley Nwabali picked up a knock. He couldn't continue, and when Francis Uzoho warmed up to go inside, you could see tension of everybody connected to Nigeria in that stadium.
Yeah,
from the fans to even the journalists to even the bench. Every ball that came towards our goal was a scare. Do you know how hypertensive that can be for every ball that comes towards your goal to be? Are you guys deep in it?
Yeah.
That you have a goalkeeper and every ball that comes towards your goal is a scare. Do you know how hypertensive that can be for even the goalkeepers, for even the defenders, for the midfielders, for everybody that's connected to the team? And then I remember going into the next game against South Africa in the semi-finals, one of my videos from this training session that was supposed to be the last one before the South Africa game had like so many views because people were looking for if Nwabali was fit and if Osimhen was fit as well, because everybody just couldn't trust him with the goal and everybody just wanted Stanley Nwabali back for that game. So on what basis is Francis Uzoho coming back to the national team to be our second goalkeeper ahead of Amas Obasoge? If it's on the basis of talent, Maduka Okoye could come. If it's on the basis of just having a backup or anybody, they could have gone for Adebayo or even Ebenezer Akot. If you know, because we know that a goalkeeping role is not one that is always up for grabs on so many occasions, right? So if you need somebody for talent-wise, you could have begged Maduka Okoye to come and stay in this place, or probably Adebayo. Adebayo has not done badly in the games that he has kept for us. Probably there's been a couple of shout about his height and all of that, but I still feel like he's even a more credible option or backup to me than for Francis Uzoho. I don't think anybody's ever going to be comfortable with Francis Uzoho in the goal. So I wish in Nigeria we had a system where the coach would come and answer press conferences about their choices, because I want to know why if we are looking to bring a backup to the national team for the African Cup of Nations, why it had to be Francis Uzoho for them, but only NFF and Eric Chell can understand that. But I still feel like it's a wrong one. I feel like for experience wise, probably Adebayo or even Ebenezer Akot, 15-16-year-old boy, I don't care. I mean, it's not going to play, but I mean, if you are starting to build for the future, you can start integrating them in now, just like we've done with the other positions, the likes of Ebenezer Akinsomiru in midfield, as well as Salim Fago and all of the other guys in the other positions as well.
Well, Iberi, let me come to you on Uzo. I mean, that Manchester United game comes to mind. You remember that game where he turned Spider-Man. He was making saves, denying Cristiano Ronaldo, saves upon saves. I mean, for a goalkeeper who started with so much promise from Deportivo La Coruña youth team, played in the La Liga, we felt, okay, this is a man who might just go on to cement that position long term, played at the World Cup as well, played in the AFCON, and now he plays in Cyprus with Omonia Nicosia. Had some decent game here and there. So, don't you think it'd be nice to give him another chance with the national team, Francis Uzoho?
I don't think we should be progressive. We should not retrogress. We have passed the Uzoho regime. We've passed that era. We've passed it. I was shocked to see
Uzoho regime.
I'm telling you, like, no, it doesn't make sense at all. It doesn't make sense. You have good forwards, an okay attack, a midfield, and then you're looking at Uzoho in between the sticks. It's not good at all.
It
does not inspire confidence at all. Like, I was shocked. I don't know what it is that happened between Maduka and the coach or NFF, but then this is something I feel they should have just sorted out, because Uzoho is a no-no. Stanley is not 100% fit, and now when you have him out, there's Uzoho there. I don't understand. I don't see how confident a Nigerian will be watching Uzoho in between the sticks. It doesn't make. We are playing Tunisia. We're playing Tanzania, Uganda. Tanzania, Tunisia, and Uganda, and probably Stanley gets out because he's not 100% fit, and you have an Uzoho. It's calamity waiting to. It's happening already, because there's nothing there. He will concede. There are certain mistakes. For his club side, Omonia, it's just 5 games. He's not a starter 100%. Just 1 game he has started for them in the league, and 4 games in the Conference League. I know he kept a clean sheet against Rapid, but then it's not a big side. Come on, it doesn't make sense at all. We should look beyond players like that. He's past his prime. He shouldn't even be invited at all. So I really don't know why he was invited. It's away
from saves where he's even found wanting, right? Even our style of play. Distribution.
You don't trust him with the ball at his feet.
Exactly.
You see the kind of football that we play. The likes of Semi Ajayi and Calvin Bassey like to play ball on their feet.
Yes.
Try to play with the goalkeeper. I can't imagine. I can't imagine Francis Uzoho playing with his feet, right? And that's where confidence comes in from, because with Stanley Wabali, he might go over the top sometimes, but he has that confidence to play with his feet and try to build up with the guys. Now imagine a situation where we try to build up from the back and Uzoho just skies the ball or just plays the ball into throwing. I think that already brings fear, right? He already attracts fear. He already brings the opponents to know that there's not so much confidence between the sticks, and we can always rush this guy. So there's a whole lot that is at stake. Maduka Okoye still inspires confidence in goal. He has that aura, he has that calm aura a bit. It's not, but Francis Uzoho is too shaky. It's too shaky.
Well, he's the first to arrive camp. Talking about Francis Uzoho, tells you how bad he wants to claim his position.
Make Eric Chell not change his mind.
I mean, for him to be first to arrive camp tells you how bad he wants to reclaim his position. So we wish him all the best in that regard. But
that thing you just said is a threat. Is a threat to my mental health.
Let's talk about Maduka Okoye now, and the reason we hear why he's not part of the squad. I mean, we hear that he spoke with Eric Shell and he wanted assurances that he's going to be the first choice at the AFCON. Talking about being first choice, we know he's the first choice undisputed now for Udinese in the Serie A. So going to the AFCON to sit on the bench for the amount of time the Super Eagles is going to be there and losing your position with Udinese, you felt Maduka Okoye thought about that. We don't know if there's been words from his club, threats from his club that if he goes, he's going to lose his position and all that. But, looking at that reason, do you feel it was a good decision from Okoye to maybe snub the AFCON to keep his starting bet at Udinese? Or do you think, it's the AFCON, go with the national team, that Nigeria is calling play for Nigeria. So what do you make of that decision? Iberi, let me start with you. What do you make of that?
It's to me, I don't think it makes sense. You're playing for the badge. You're not playing just you need to
play for the badge, but you don't get to start.
But how many? Okay, I'm just going to tilt towards other countries now. We have England. Pickford plays for Everton. I'm not trying to compare both, but then Pickford plays for Everton. I don't think he has been as impressive as Nick Pope before his injury. These guys don't start. Pickford, no matter anything that happens, Pickford would always really want to start in between. But you see them honoring the badge, honoring the fact that, yes, I've been called up to come and represent my country. Yes, I might sit on the bench. But then again, this is, I'm not playing for myself now. It is for my country. I know probably over time I might not get it, but this is a competition, this is a tournament, and you're looking at how he ended 2021, it's not been okay. This is more like, I feel he should have grabbed this with both hands as his road to redemption. Most Nigerians, the ladies are, he's always a lady man, ladies, but then this is, I've gone past this. It's a clean slate for me. Stanley has not been performing 100%. We've had issues with him, having issues with the defense, his fellow team players, or probably the opposition. If he flops, I am next in line. I can come in, do well, and cement my position. Stanley was not our outright number one, but Uzoho underperformed. He came in, had an impressive game, and he became our number one. So it's not set on stone that we have an ultimate number one. If you do well, you get that position. So this was an opportunity for him to come in, stake his claim, and get that number one position and start. But I don't understand why he said it doesn't make sense for me. It doesn't make sense. I feel he let the country down, but then again, it still boils down to this is his personal decision. Do you understand? Yeah. It's his personal decision. If he feels that I might lose, he has a lot to gain being out of the team than being in the team and not playing. So, well, do
you think the coach was right not to give him that assurance that he's going to start?
No, I don't think a coach would even want to give any player an assurance that you're not Harry Kane, you're not a Messi, you're not a Ronaldo. You must fight for the shirt. Like, you come in, everybody wants. It's a competition. It's not set on stone that you must be an out and out. You come in. I don't think with the way Stanley has been, like I've said earlier, like we've all known that he's out. He has a little injury concern and all that. Probably it's still under probability that he might even play all through. You would have your opportunity. We win the first two games. The last game against Uganda, you can come in and play, and you do well. Who says you can't go? Probably we qualify for the round of 16. You can continue from there. It happens. So I really don't know his reasons to that. If I were in his shoes, I would okay, fine. This is my road to redemption. It's a clean slate for me. It's just Stanley Nwabali. And Stanley Nwabali, a lot of fans have been agitating that he's not doing well. I come in, give my very best, and I get the number one ticket. I get the number one place as the goalkeeper for the Super Eagles. I don't know what was wrong in his mind. Probably he was not advised.
Mikolo, wrong decision for Maduka Okoye for you as well. I mean, I play at a top club in the Italian Serie A. People watch me every week. I'm the first choice. I'm not going to go to the AFCON to sit on the bench for Stanley Nwabali. So let me just, sit the tournament out and continue with my club. So do you think that was the right move from Okoye?
I think eventually, as footballers, you would have better legacy at your country than your club side. And it's as simple as that. Udinese never going to win the Serie A. Never say never, but Leicester won the league. But then Udinese, I don't think you're going to win. I don't think you're going to win the goalkeeper of the season, or you're not in contention for that and all of those kind of things. I'm not saying, I think career-wise, maybe right decision for him, but I just feel like it's still wrong decision overall. I feel like for a country you made a choice by yourself to come represent. It was not forced. You feel a connection to. I feel like it's quite disrespectful to the country, disrespectful to even your teammates at the national team to say that you're not coming because you're not assured of a start. It means you don't even respect the people that you're competing with in the first place. I mean, it means that there's a sense of narcissistic behavior from you to feel like you are the main character here and that you should be the one starting instead of an LD fighting for the position. You've put the coach in a very weird position by saying, is either I'm starting or I'm not coming to the tournament. I don't think that's acceptable for him, and especially for someone that's also at his own time a fair share of being the number one, even while there were other goalkeepers. I mean, it was at the AFCON in 2021. Kept the 3 group stage games, and then we got knocked out in the round of 16. I don't think anybody was throwing tantrums then by saying, oh, you're the number one, I have to be the number one, if not, I'm not coming to the tournament. I feel like it's still a wrong decision by him. I mean, this, like what Iberi said, you could have a road to redemption for him. I feel like mentally he's not just being very strong enough. That's me. I'm not trying to undermine the part of mental health and all of that, but I just feel like he's chickened out a lot of times, too many times, right? Especially
the
for
national team,
especially for a professional footballer. You were the goalkeeper at the AFCON in 2021. You could have had your own spell, right? Mistakes happen. You face them head on. Yeah. Alex Iwobi got a red card in 2021 in that game against Tunisia, but he's come back around, continue to play his part, and now he's been hailed as somebody that can end up as with a legacy for the Super Eagles, becoming one of the most capped players. I think he's currently the most capped player in the squad, with Ahmed Musa out and all of that. So Alex Iwobi has turned the corner around. He has come back to drop more good performances for the Super Eagles, and now is on the plane back to multiple tournaments for the Super Eagles. Eventually still won the silver in Côte d'Ivoire for all of that. So basically, I just feel like Maduka could have done better with this decision. Also, logically speaking, right, there's also something about divine timing. There's something about timing, right? Stanley Wabali has been shaky in the last couple of games. He's currently battling injury.
So you felt this could have been the time?
This could have been a chance for him to reclaim his spot. Who says you can't get to Fez, you're training and there's something intensive? Stanley picks up a knock or is not able to make it for the first game in time for the first game. You can have a first game and everybody is assured of the fact that you can hold your ground and play good football, and then you become our number one goalkeeper again. So I feel like it was not well thought out. I think it's also a bit kind of selfish. I can't even lie, because I think it's also like a very selfish decision. Like what Iberi said, I don't think any England goalkeeper or any England player will reject. You're not in the title race. It's not like even Musala will leave at the sight of anything for the AFCON. Harry Kane will leave at the sight of anything to captain his side and also go to England. People fight for this shirt. There's 200 million Nigerians looking to put on that shirt. If you are invited, I feel like you should honor the call. And I think this is really a very wrong move by Maduka Okoye.
Well, let's move on now to the defenders in the squad as well. Of course, we all know William Troost-Ekong is retired. He was in the 50-man provisional list, but announced his retirement after the list was released, and now we have the final 28 for the AFCON. But talking about the defenders, there's Calvin Bassey, Zaidou Sanusi, Shemi Ajayi, Bruno Onyemechi, Igor Obu, Chidozie Awaziem, Bright Osayi Samuel, and Ryan Alebio. So these are the defenders selected for the AFCON. No leaders in this squad. I've got about 1, 2, 3 centre backs. If you add Chidozie Awaziem, who can play there as well, you can make that 4 centre backs. We've got 2 left full backs and also 2 right full backs. Ebere, what do you make of the defenders selected? Who takes the leadership mantle in that back line in the absence of William Troost-Ekong?
Okay, I think Calvin Bassey, he is he's a player that is very, very expressive. He's so vocal. He's not like, I'm not saying Sami is a bad defender, but then again, as
Sami
a captain,
is more introverted.
As a captain, you need to be very, very expressive and ensure that you're vocal, like you're telling your players, you stay here, you do this, you do that. Like if probably there's a charge somewhere, maybe there's a foul, you come out and speak openly, as in talk to the ref very, very well. You're not the kind that shies away when responsibility calls itself. So I feel Calvin has been that even for Fulham where he plays. He's very when he is in them, you definitely know, yes, that this is someone. He's not a kind of player that would shy away from responsibility. So I feel yes, he's a captain material. He's a captain material. So yeah, to me, without the Troost-Ekong there, I feel Calvin Bassey is it for me. It
reminds me of the last edition of the show where I asked Timothy who does he think is going to be the next captain. Well, he started with Call Me Crazy, but he's going to give it to Calvin Bassey as his next captain. So we don't know if that sounds crazy to many of you watching this. If Calvin Bassey would be worthy.
Has never been captain
he hasn't been captain. But talking about leadership in that backline, Mikolo, do you think would miss William Troost-Ekong that much, bringing that leadership capabilities in that back line?
I think what we're going to miss is his presence as another option when it comes to centre back and also attacking set pieces. At the last AFCON, he scored a number of headers, penalty kicks, and ended as the MVP. I think it would be hypocritical to say that a team is not going to miss their captain of years, and also the MVP from the last AFCON tournament. So obviously we're going to miss his presence in that squad. But this squad looks like a one that is transitioning, right? And so maybe it's logical that we are bringing in fresh faces into the team. But for me, I feel like right now, when it comes to like leadership on this side, the most senior member of the squad is Chigozie Awaziem. How much role is going to be playing on the field remains to be seen, but I know he's a very active member in camp. You know, he's very popular with the players and has leadership role in camp. But on the field of play, you expect there's going to be Calvin Bassey, Zaidu Sanusi, Semi Ajayi, and maybe Bryce Osayi at right back, or maybe, I don't know, Igor Ugwu and Ryan Elebo. So this is going to be their first tournaments with the Super Eagles. Ryan Aleboso, even his first call up in the first place, so you just want to understand that maybe it's still going to be understudying and all of that. So my only concern is who partners Calvin if Semi is out, because I mean, I feel right now I just hope that our defense is stable all through the tournament, because you don't want to keep changing this. I think that was one of the reasons why we performed well at the AFCON last year. You know, we had stable legs in five at the back: Zaidu Sanusi, Calvin Bassey, Semi Ajayi, Trustekong, and then Olaino. And it was really just very stable all through the tournament. So you expect that to happen. I don't want any injuries, but I think at the back, if we're looking for leaders, Chigozie Awaziem off the pitch. On the pitch is Calvin Bassey, which is why you also need a bit of stability at the back line. I don't think anybody's going to be confident with having Francis Uzo as the last man in defense. The understanding that has already come from Stanley Wabali and some of these players cannot be underrated. So I think that's how we're going to play.
Well, Ryan Alebiosu, you've got to applaud him. I mean, your first call-up is for a major tournament. So, it's quite some leap for Ryan Alebiosu, also joining the elite boys in the camp as well. He's an Arsenal Academy player, a former Arsenal Academy player. Now plays in Blackburn in the Championship. He's a right back. So no Ola Aino in the squad. So he's going to compete directly with Bright Osai Samuel. No Benjamin Frederick as well. Another huge miss for the Super Eagles for this AFCON. Now let's move away from the defense. Let's go to the midfielders now. We have the regulars: Wilfred Ndidi, Frank Onyeka, Fisayo Dele Bashiru makes a return. There's Mohamed Usman, one of the new names in the mix. Alex Iwobi, Ebenezer Akintomiro, Raphael Onyedika, who a lot have been clamoring for him to play because he gets called up, but for whatever reason, Erichel doesn't the looking face at all. So there's also Tochiko Nadi. So these are the midfielders selected for the AFCON. Well, the new guys, what do they bring to this team? There's Ebenezer Akintomiro, Tochiko Nadi, Mohamed Usman also in the mix. Mikolo, you want to agree with me that the last memory we have of Mohamed Usman was that game against Atletico Madrid a couple of years ago, where he, twist and turn the Atletico Madrid defenders to score. But is he a name you saw coming? Is he one name you saw in the mix? I
don't know if the player himself saw this name come himself on this list. I don't think anybody saw it coming, to be honest, and that's my only fault in this midfield list, because I don't think there's any justification
for him to be selected. He now plays in Israel.
There's nothing you can tell me, to be honest. I would rather even pick a player from the NPFL and put in there if we're looking for exposure, or pick somebody from maybe the last whatever. But I think that's the only name. For the other names on the list, though, yes, very relatively new names, but I feel like for every clamoring that I want to clamor, I think they've answered the call of having different profiles in midfield, right? I feel like for all of the faults that they might have in this list, for all of the reactions following the list, one thing you cannot deny is the presence of a different type of profile. For people that are going to be sitting, there's Wilfred Ndidi, there's Raphael Onyedika, then there's Ebenezer Akintomiro that can work as a box-to-box. There's also Tochukwu Nadi that plays in the midfield as well, and then the creative side, the likes of maybe finally Alex Iwobi can be freed and taken into the final third, where he can always perform well, just the way he does for his club side in the English Premier League. Also Fisayo Dele Bashiru, number 10, the guy that gets things done for them. So maybe now when we have a very good core, we can unleash the likes of Alex Iwobi and Fisayo to go do their thing up forward. Now that we have likes of Ebenezer Akintomiro, Wilfred Ndidi, Frank Onyeka, these are tacklers that can always get things done. The only name that looks like he frauded his way into that list is Mohamed Usman for me. I don't see
any. Doesn't deserve to be in the squad.
There's no justification. There's no way you want to fine tune it for me to say that this guy gets his first call up to the senior team, because he played with the Super Eagles being that famous win against Atleti, but his first call up to the national team is to the AFCON. What he offers us at 31 years old, I don't know, because we have clamored to move on from the likes of the old players, likes of Trustekon, they should retire.
We are going back to
for people that are clamoring for Wilfred Ndidi to start leaving, and the likes of Alex Iwobi, don't call him up, don't do this one. They are taking Mohamed Usman at 31 years old. Come on,
it's laughable.
All right, let's move away now from the midfielders. Let's go to the forwards. Ademola Lookman is there. Victor Osimhen, to former African Footballer of the Year. Akko Adams, who scored for Sevilla over the weekend. Samuel Chukwueze has been a live wire for Fulham in the last couple of games. Cyril Dessers, who finally will get a taste of a major tournament with the Super Eagles. There's Salim Fago, as Moses Simon, Chidera Ejuke, also on the score sheet for Sevilla over the weekend, and Paul Onuachu, aside Osimhen, who seems to be our most informed centre forward when it comes to that position with the national team. Ebere, quick one. The forwards, satisfactory for you?
Yeah, it is. I am excited to see Cyril Dessers. He has been doing well. This is actually his first major tournament. They tend to call him for friendlies and all that. He has never played for the Super Eagles on this level, so it's a good one. From Rangers to Panathinaikos, doing great. Ademola Lookman has finally found his mojo back. They sacked the old coach. 2 old coaches, Gasparini left, Ivan Juric left, and now we have a Rafael Palladino. So he's doing well.
Yep.
Has scored back-to-back games, making assists. He's smiling again. So it's a good one that he has that energy, that this kind of, because in the qualifiers we really missed what we used to have before. He was very, very rusty, but now it's a very, very, the time is ripe, as in the good one. He has started scoring goals, making assists. He's happy. He's not as rusty as he was in games we played in the qualifiers that he featured. You get Victor Osimhen, of course, we pray that he's 100% fit. There's a Cyril Dessers, so even when there's no Osimhen there, Cyril Dessers comes in, does his bits. You play to his strength, and he contributes as well. There's what's his name again? Paul Onuachu, Trabzonspor. He's the highest goal scorer in the Turkish league, doing well. Those crosses, hopefully the likes of Moses Simon and Chukwueze. I saw the kind of crosses Chukwueze did for Fulham in their last game. So it's a good one. We have forwards that are either scoring goals or assisting. The new guy Salim Fago, for his club side in Croatia.
5 goals.
He did well. He has over 5 goals already. So we have
goal scorers.
So goal scorers. Chidera Ejuke did well for Sevilla. He scored in their last game. The same thing with Akko Adams. So yes, we're excited with this scope. But the thing now is, how will Eric Chell manage these players? We don't want to overlabor the likes of Osimhen. You don't use Osimhen in all the games, and it doesn't make sense. You play Osimhen and also you sub him out and bring these players to come in, contribute their quota to the team, enjoy themselves. But the basic is, at the end of the day, we get the 3 points and move on to the next stage. So that's it all. It all boils down to Eric Chell and how effective he will use these forwards, these large forwards at his disposal. How exactly is he going to use them to ensure that you don't overlabor one person, and it's the minutes are shared accordingly across board.
Well, Mikolo, you talked about profile. Looking at the forwards, it seems we have options aboard. We have strikers who can attack area balls. We have strikers good with their feet. We have strikers with pace. We have, overall, is he also satisfactory for you, the forwards that have been selected for this AFCON?
Yeah, looking at what we have at our disposal, I think yes. New name, that's Salim Fago. Then Cyril Dessers finally making a tournament. We have 4 wingers, 4 of our best wingers when it comes to the Super Eagles, right? And what they've done over the years. Ademola Lookman, Samuel Chukwueze, Moses Simon, and Chidera Ejuke, which they can provide friends. Then in the number 9, there's Victor Osimhen, Akko Adams, Cyril Dessers, Salim Fago, and Paul Onuachu, which I think is a good profile for us. Victor Osimhen, definitely our best player, a different beast when he plays for the Super Eagles, and with the way Eric Chell has been playing, he always wants to have a Robin, a Batman and a Robin. So this time is Akko Adams. Sadly for Tolu Akodare, couldn't make this one. I feel like it was also a perfect Robin when he first came into the side, playing alongside Victor Osimhen, and even able to hold his own when Victor Osimhen is not there. I think he also scored for the Super Eagles. I just feel very sorry for Tolu because I feel like he should also be on the plane to this tournament. I feel like the game against DR Congo really ruined things for him because it felt like we didn't really have much presence up front anymore. The moment Victor Osimhen got knocked out and went out in the first half of that game. So new profiles, we are looking forward to that. I think another interesting thing was how we are going to be using Paul Onuachu in this competition, especially with Eric Chell. Maybe we can play according to him because this is a tournament. There's going to be different kind of opponents. 90 minutes can get tougher than that, it can get longer than that. There's knockout, there's extra time, there's a lot of things that are going to be happening, so you need the type of different profiles that you can get. And then Salim Fago can also be that that dark horse that can come in. We've seen tournaments make players, right? We've seen like maybe Yakuba Egbeni. I think I watched an interview recently where he said he just came was understudying in the previous AFCON. He came into the next AFCON and he was just like the leading man. We've also seen Victor Osimhen pay his own dues, playing second fiddle to Odion Igalo in 2019 AFCON, and eventually became that leading man to come and now start almost breaking the record of Rashidi Yekini in goals scored. So this could also be it for Salim Fago Lawal. I mean, who says he can't go ahead there and just get a few minutes to also do his thing? Good thing is also very hungry. I mean, he's playing somewhere in Croatia, right? And so he's also hungry for a move, and this could also, jet him out. So, well, I feel like we have different profiles. There's an Onuachu profile, there's Cyril Dezar's ball playing profile, there's the fight profile of Victor Osimhen, there's Akko Adams fighting as well, and then there's also Salim Fago. So I think another way we should also look at this list is that what are the names we're actually missing? Like, are they actually offering us anything that is way different, or is there like one credible? No, I will not say credible. Credible is a disrespect. So no disrespect to the names. They are very credible names, done their part. But what are we actually missing in regards to the Super Eagles, right? The likes of maybe Victor Boniface, who has been unlucky with the squad, Sadiq Umar. It was Sadiq Umar I was trying to remember. All of these guys have not really got it going for them with the Super Eagles. So it's really sad, Terem. I think Terem is also a very sad one for me.
Yeah, because I mean, he had issues with the Nice fans. Yeah, he was attacked. So mentally, I think he's not there.
He's
not there
yet. Crisanto Suche, do you think he's one player that could bring something?
His profile is, I don't know what his profile is. Even in Crystal Palace, he's been misprofiled even in Getafe before he moved. He went to the Unity Cup. I think he came in and we put him as a number 4.
Scored the winning penalty in the final.
Yeah, penalty scored. But I just feel like I watched their game over the weekend. He scored for Crystal Palace as well. But there was also a goal that I missed that made me look like he wasn't really much of a striker, right? So if we're taking him to the AFCON, in what profile are we taking him as? A 9, we have 5 number 9s. A DM, we have Rafael Onyedika that has not even played at all. Rafael Onyedika went to the last AFCON, he didn't even play.
Yeah.
You understand? We left out Alassane. There's Wilfred Ndidi that's going to be starting. There's Rafael Onyedika. There's Frank Oyeka that can also play all of these tackling roles. So where exactly does Chris Santos come in? His ball playing is not the best. So, I mean, he cannot even displace the likes of Alex Iwobi and Fisaya Dele Bashiru. So what are the names we are leaving out? Very unfortunate. We can only go with 28 players. Yeah. Maybe they can come in for squad building, but I mean, they are not missing a lot of names.
Maybe a blessing in disguise for Crisanto Suche. No AFCON, but time to focus on Crystal Palace. Yeah. Stake your claims, meant to position with Crystal Palace. Guys, who leads this team? In the last time on the show, we talked about captain. You guys were not on set, so let me just throw it to you guys. No Ekong is retired. Ebere, who is your captain? Moving on, who would you give it to and why?
Wilfred Ndidi, he is, I believe, he's without Ekong, he has been the one with their captain armband, like during the qualifiers, World Cup qualifiers. So I
does he look a good leader to you? What you've seen so far, Wilfred Ndidi?
So far, yes. Like, what else do you want? He's vocal. He's this kind of person that he leads. Like you're talking to your teammates. That he's very, very vocal. If there was this period he had an issue with Stanley Wabali in their life towards the. So I believe he stakes his claim. Like, of course, he's one of the oldies in the squad. They respect him. Has this respect. He commands respect. So why not? He should be the next in line I know some persons will say Osimhen, but then I believe it's wrapped up with emotions. You don't jump the line. I know overtaking is allowed, but then again, it's Wilfred Ndidi's captain number.
That's why I'm going to come to you, Mikolo. On we're talking about Ndidi's vocal. We've got Osimhen who's more vocal. So, and you see, if you put out a poll to the fans and say who should be the next captain,
Osimhen
wins it. So why not Osimhen?
I think that's why the fans, they feel like the best player on the team should be I don't think so. Because I feel like a captain should always also, maybe there's a few exceptions here and there, the likes of Messi, the likes of Harry Kane, but I also feel like a captain is someone that actually sees the pitch, right? Yeah. You need somebody that sees the pitch, somebody that has the pitch in front of them.
So you prefer a captain being a goalkeeper, defender, midfielder than a centre forward?
I feel like they are better captains, right? I feel like people that can see the pitch are better captains because, they're also very vocal. They can dictate play. They can tell you where to go and all of that. And I think he also has the respect of the squad. I think coming a close second would probably be Daddy, Moses Simon. Yeah, he has the respect of the squad. And yeah, so basically I feel like that should be our captain hierarchy in the squad.
Quick one, guys, before we go on our next break. Who wins the AFCON? Ebere, at the top of your head, who wins the AFCON?
Morocco. I feel they are much more prepared than we are. The last they won it was in 1976, and putting up all this in place, they did well. The ladies are doing well. The guys, the under 20 won the FIFA World Cup for under 20. They've been doing well. So it's just everything is the structures are set in place, and I feel the trophies should start trickling in. They are number 11 in the world. They've done well. Were
they at the last AFCON? I'm trying to remember. Morocco?
Yeah. Yes, but they finished. They not Africa. Yes, they finished in round of 16.
It was them that allowed Côte d'Ivoire qualify.
Was it Senegal actually knocked them out?
Yeah.
Yeah, Senegal knocked them out on penalties.
Because I'm trying to remember now.
Okay, South Africa. Yeah, South Africa. Yeah, South Africa.
And my core memory of Morocco was Côte d'Ivoire, the host nation, were supposed to qualify as best losers if Morocco defeated somebody in their own group. And I remember Morocco winning that game, and the whole street of Abidjan was in chaos. Right? And I have a picture. Somebody wrote, "Thank you, Morocco," at the back of their Côte d'Ivoire shirt. "Thank you, Hakimi," or something. So they were really thanking Morocco. So
who wins the AFCON for you, Mikolo?
I think for what I went through last year, for the cold feet and emotions I went through at Abidjan last year, I want the Super Eagles to win. And I feel like maybe underdog Super Eagles is a very good thing. Underdog Super Eagles might be a good thing. Though I don't think with Victor Osimhen we are never going to be underdogs. If we have the last two CAF African Player of the Year, we are never going to be underdogs.
Even if we they prepare well, people always see us as favourite. There's just this thing about
if you are feeding Ademola Lookman and Victor Osimhen on the pitch, you are seeing Alex Iwobi that people watch on TV. You are seeing Samuel Chukwueze and all of these guys, Calvin Bassey. These are guys that play English Premier League, play the everything everywhere. Akwadams and Chidera scored for Sevilla in the La Liga over the weekend, so you are never going to be underdogs. But I just feel like for the Super Eagles, if not the Super Eagles, maybe Morocco, just like what she said. But also you have to understand that a tournament is a tournament.
Yeah.
A tournament is the craziest thing that can happen. Côte d'Ivoire went from destroying the field. They destroyed the stadium after their third match because they lost by 4-0. Qualified as best losers
and eventual winners.
Come back in the final against Nigeria. What a story.
What a story. We're going to be expecting that in Morocco. We'll keep our fingers crossed. The Super Eagles will play their first game against Tanzania on the 23rd of December. The Gliders will be in Morocco, so we'll see how we're going to give you content around that game. You definitely want to keep it locked with us on the channel. We'll go on our final break, and when we return, we head straight to club football. Don't to go anywhere. The Gliders will be back. Welcome back to the Gliders on BetWGB, our final lap on today's edition of the show, and another time to remind you that you can sign up on the BetWGB platform to claim some bonus credits to enjoy the very best. All you need to do is to sign up with our promo code Gliders, and you can enjoy the very best of the platform. We will always remind you to bet responsibly and to ensure that you are above the age of 18. Guys, we are winding down on the show. Let's preview some games we saw over the weekend. Arsenal Wolves, for some reasons that game proved to be kind of difficult for Arsenal. They needed a late own goal to claim maximum points.
Two own goals.
You know, to claim maximum points in that game. I mean, Tolu scored in that game. You could see his first Premier League goal. You could see, you know, the emotions from the celebrations. I mean, he's gone through a lot.
Yeah.
You know, the memes, the banter. Some people have gone as far as saying that his Super Eagles career is short-lived, it's gone, and all that. So all he needs to do now is just to focus, respond. Wolves likely might go to the championship, yet to secure a win. 16 games, 2 points, 2 draws, 14 loss. You know, terrible. What's that reaction?
9 consecutive defeats.
Terrible one for Wolves. But I mean, let's talk about Arsenal. They put one at the end. So, Mikolo, sum up that game. Was it that the way the game panned out? Was it what you expected? I mean, it's Wolves first against bottom.
Never going to be that way. Especially if the leaders are playing against 20th team. But just have to also understand that these teams also come with preparation in mind that they are able to get results if they stay compact and resolute in defense. And the moment the way the minutes continue to go, you have stronger belief that you can pick up something from the game. And it took up until like the 70th minute or so before Arsenal could score from that. Saka corner kick that eventually turned into your own goal. Johnston was also very peak on the night, and all of that. So, but it was really sad for them. I think it's very sad for them. Maybe happy for the Arsenal fans, but Wolves will feel very undone by that. By 2 own goals against the leaders, they felt like they did. I felt like they really executed their game plan properly. The new Arsenal will always want to play in control. So they only tried to just absorb the pressure and eat on the counter, and they executed that perfectly. Could have scored on a couple of occasions. The brilliance of David Raya stopped them on a couple of occasions. So I feel like for them it's going to be very sad. I also watched Tolu's interview at the end of the game. I think the interview was like 3 or 4 minutes long, and it just felt like it just continued saying how awful it was.
It was, yeah,
about to lose this kind of game.
Same way.
Because it has also happened to them a couple of times where they've lost on last minute games, goals and all of that. So really sad for them. I feel like they are really unlucky with the way that game went, because Arsenal on the night were not very spectacular as well. First half, Arsenal had no shots on target, which was very weird for an really Arsenal side. Yeah. So, but basically, I feel like the big teams just get things done one way or the other,
and that's what matters. Get the results in the end.
Yeah. I mean, Bayern Munich drew with Mainz 2-2 over the weekend, and that's first versus 20th as well. So these games can be a little bit dicey, especially for the bigger teams. That for the smaller teams are just coming to defend. Anything they get is a plus to them. So they just want to come and frustrate your game plan. You are the one that is wanting to play in a beautiful way, try to get great. For them, they just need to be compact and disciplined, and they can get something off you. Wolves, sadly, they might be confirmed already. We don't know. I think with the way they are going, it's just very sad. But happy for Tolu. Hopefully, he can still get his spark and just go on a goal scoring run. And this is for his confidence, and especially for him and his family as well.
Talking about own goals, we had another game in the Premier League where own goal decided the result. Was at the Tyneside derby, Sunderland up against Newcastle. From an unlikely source, Nick Waltermada with the own goal. It looked like a header.
At some point, I thought you said that he forgot the jersey he was putting on, because I don't understand. Like it was just straight into the
his own goal.
I don't think Ramsdale.
It was like the Wolves' second goal as well.
Ramsdale stood no chance getting that goal, getting that ball. And I noticed something about the score as a scoreboard. Sunderland had this, and normally you have Sunderland, maybe the name of it, they wrote visitors there to tell you how fierce their rivalry has been. And this is the first time
they're like 12 miles away from each other.
This is the first time Sunderland is getting a victory against Newcastle, first time since 2016. So it was very, very personal. It was personal. I don't think a Newcastle fan will be excited about the fact that their talisman was the person that gifted their rival.
It's gonna be there for life. I started seeing memes about it.
I'm telling you, it's quite unfortunate.
For a newly promoted side, Sunderland, how impressed have you been? 7th on the log after 16 games, 7 wins, 5 draws and 4 defeats. That draw included one at Anfield against Liverpool, a game they almost won. I watched that game. There was a chance for Isidore towards the end of the game where Chiesa had to run from the attack to make a goal line clearance. But they signed a whole lot of players, Sunderland, and we've seen talk from teams that when you sign a whole lot, it disrupts the team. But for a newly promoted side, they've been impressive.
I believe Sunderland, they were very intentional at the kind of players, the kind of profile of players they went
for. They didn't just sign
because other teams like the likes of Norwich, Leeds United, Ipswich, when they go for Sky as in championship players. These guys went for players that play in top leagues. The likes of Granit Xhaka, he is not. I understand. Yeah, he played for Arsenal. He played for Bayer Leverkusen, and he did well. So they went for good players, key players, and you can see the results. At some point, they were second on the log. They got a win. They got 3 points against Chelsea. They got Arsenal's first draw of the season. It was all thanks to them. Like they play against the big sides. With they don't there's no you don't see them, maybe they don't cloud, or maybe they are scared and playing. They match you man to man. Like this is the EPL. Anything can happen. I can get a win here, and you can see it on the pitch. You wouldn't believe that a Robbery used to play for Ajax, but now he plays for Sunderland. Like they've got good players, big game players, and I don't see them relegated. It's not possible.
There's an Adingra in the squad as well. Sadly, he didn't make it to the Ivory Coast squad for AFCON, but
after what he did to Ola,
still didn't get to make it in the final squad. But I mean, it's good to see that from a newly promoted side, especially when you look at what we had last season, where
it's
three of them
something in
relegated
the last
as well.
3-4 seasons. Once you just come back, you're going back. But this one, they actually what they have been able to achieve so far this season is worth applauding. They did well. You go into the transfer market, you get in key players, and those key players are giving you results. That's exactly what is happening with Sunderland now.
Finally on the show, Mikolo, Real Madrid finally they got a win. Does he buy Xabi Alonso more time? I mean, he's been under pressure at Real Madrid, getting results, but they pulled through against Alaves over the weekend. So, I mean, what can you say about Xabi Alonso's time at Real Madrid so far?
If the rumors are true, I saw on Twitter that they've given him deadline. If you win against Alaves, but you don't win against Sevilla, you are sacked. If you win against Alaves, you win against Sevilla, you don't win against the third person. So there's so much unlikelihood going on there. I don't think I see him exceeding this season, especially with the way they've played. They were comfortably on the top of the table at the point, and now they've bottled that lead, and now they're trailing Barcelona. So I think, for Madrid, let's see how it goes, because things can still go right for them. If they win the Champions League, they don't win the league, they still consider it a very successful season, and they're still going to want to retain him. But if he loses out on both, and I fear that there's fire on the mountain.
All right, fire on the mountain. And with that, we have come to a close on the show. But just before we close, quickly, John Cena had his final bout. He put a close to his WWE career over the weekend. His final match was against Gunther. I mean, he tapped out, but you could see the smile as he tapped out. He knows that this is the end. Let me just give it. I mean, he's had brilliant
3 years,
brilliant bouts over the years, as you can see on your screens. These are top games he's been involved in. CM Punk, not once but twice. He came up against CM Punk, against Daniel Bryan, against AJ Styles. I couldn't forget that match against Edge, Unforgiven, 2006, against Brock Lesnar, Extreme Rules 2010. This was it, where he had the chains in his hand, and I mean, it was fantastic games he's been involved over the years. John Cena, he made me fall in love with wrestling. This was against The Rock, WrestleMania 30, if I'm not mistaken. Fought against The Rock twice, and he won one eventually. The Rock won one, but John Cena, this was the game I was talking about. Unforgiven against Edge. It was a ladder match. So many great games where John Cena has been involved in. Right from 2005 when he fought against John Bradshaw Layfield, that's JBL, to claim the title. Yeah, this was against Daniel Bryan. So, he made me fall in love with wrestling. He's not your kind of athletic wrestler. He doesn't have the skills. He's not the kind of guy who goes top rope, fly, all about. But when it comes to this was the equipped match with Randy Orton as well. So many great rivalries over the years. John Cena and Gunther, privileged to be his final opponent. I mean, there was a John Cena tournament to determine who his final opponent is going to be. That tells you how big he is. So Gunther won it in the end. He was his final opponent. 2025 was the year of John Cena. It was a John Cena tour. So, he lost his career, 17-time world champion, Royal Rumble winner, I mean, he's fought the very best of the best. So, I mean, there's no kid out there who doesn't know John Cena when it comes to WWE. So, fantastic way too. So, with that, that is how we call it. That's how we call it a wrap on the show today. Thank you so much for everyone who's kept in touch with us. I mean, you can see me as well. For those of you that can see us, you had us in your wrap for 25 YouTube wrap.
Yes.
We want to say thank you for
YouTube
keeping it
wrap.
up with us. Thank you for subscribing. The gliders will be at the AFCON in Morocco, so keep it up with us.
See you in Salam
Turn on
Alaikum
notifications and
land.
we'll see you there.
Yala.
Emmanuel Sebastian has done this with Mikolo and Ebere. Enjoy the rest of the week. Bye bye.
Bye.
See you guys.